Anyone still think about that first special connection? Hear my story of the one who got away. I'm currently 24 and I still sometimes think about the days I was 16 and had something special going. She was my best friend, my number two. She wasn't the most attractive conventionally, but the connection we had made me think she was the most beautiful. We never did date or even do anything too sensual, but there were plenty of memories, like when she drank for the first time and she went outside just wanting to get away and I idiotically followed her, even gave her my coat as it was cold outside. Or we sat in the pouring rain on a rooftop. One of my personal favorites was when I held her as she stood on my skateboard and I walked her through town teaching her how to ride, then stopping at a coffee shop where we talked forever. She was a bit of a writer, and on a few occasions she'd write about me and how she viewed me or our friendship. For the life of me I can't remember what they said or even a rough idea of what they used to say, but I do remember how important they made me feel. We were both just two shy idiots who valued each other like no one else. We had very similar music tastes, but also enough of a difference to introduce each other to new songs that we'd enjoy. For a few weeks I used to come over and we'd sit in her mom's car just listening to music, vaping, and on a few occasions wrestling. I'd let her win obviously, and it wasn't even in a sexual manner. I just used to admire how she looked and the way she looked at me. One night I gave her something of a space lesson as we laid in the grass just looking up at the sky. I remember once she pointed out Orion's belt, which I previously showed her, and the Big Dipper, and I asked, "Are those the only constellations you know?" in a teasing manner, and she laughed in a very sarcastic no. I laugh as I recall this memory. Whatever connection we had was intense. After a cookout with friends I had to head home and she was gonna stay back with some of her other friends, and she decided to walk halfway back to my place so I didn't have to venture completely alone. I remember when she stopped I kinda just looked at her and we went for a hug, and I remember as we held each other, it felt like the world stopped, like my thoughts went silent. In that moment it felt like we were the only two people in the universe. I remember getting home and it felt like someone had told me some amazing news, or that I had won $1 million or something. I remember thinking, why do I feel so good, so happy? It took me a bit to realize it was the dopamine rush I had from our physical